Trial. 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 Trial.
Hello, I appear to be live, so hopefully everything's going okay. Hi Yumi,
Trial.
I hope you're doing well. Sorry for the sounds of me like rustling around as I get situated. Hello friends, and welcome back. I am really sorry for my unplanned week-long break. IRL.
Trial.
Let's just leave it at that. But I am back. I'll be honest with you.
Trial.
I managed to get another cold while down in London because it's me, and of course I did. So I'm feeling kind of rubbish today. Mostly I just have a sore throat more than anything else. So what we're going to be doing today is we are genuinely just going to have a really chill, quiet, hang out reset day. I know, right, Yumi? Just like on top of everything else that could have happened, that had to happen at the same time. So I'm gonna get one of those like face masks and wear it when I'm down in London next. And you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm fed up of it. Thank you, Yumi. I appreciate.
Trial.
But yeah, today is reset day, so we are just gonna hang out. We're gonna do some raids. Gonna do some. Osterby has a Osterby has a map party up. Literally nothing, Rahela. I'm sick, so I'm not feeling great. On top of everything else.
Trial.
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying, cause I am bad at life. So yeah, we're gonna have a pretty chill,
Trial.
nice quiet reset day. Do some raids. do some roulettes, get us some tonestones. I'm trying to decide if I want to go ahead and buy my shirt or if I want to buy my feet.
Trial.
I haven't decided yet. See if
Trial.
I can swap over without the game blue screening. Guinness was a very good boy. He was soft and lovely and fluffy and happy. And he was really happy to see me on Friday, and then we took him to go see Dad on Saturday, and he was really into it. And then on Sunday we went for a walk with his puppy walker and her dog, who was a guide dog in training, but he had to pull out because he developed arthritis. So we saw the puppy walker and we saw Wardy again, and they were really cute and really happy, and it was good. And Guinness told me he was going to look after my family while I'm away, so I have an ironclad promise from him that he's going to look after everyone while I'm up here. I have to like sign up for things, otherwise I'll start crying again. It's been a stressful week, but I'm back now for a few days. I put a post up about it a few days ago, but just in case you have missed it and aren't aware, my dad is very, very sick, and I live a few hours away from my parents, so for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be down in London with my parents for the weekends, so he really does you me. I still want to keep streaming, so I decided to move my schedule. So Andromeda is going to be moved to Wednesdays, and so I'm going to be streaming 3 days a week rather than 4, but it means that I'm still streaming, I'm still interacting with my friends, but, you know, I'm still spending my weekends away, because I have commitments, and those commitments are my family. So, oh, come on, I'm a healer. I'm definitely a healer, right? What the hell is up with this? I should have queued before I went in. Also, I did like a map party earlier and it didn't show up on my Wondrous Tales, and I'm mad. Was there a way for me to get 2 lines? If I got a sticker here and a sticker there, I would get 2 lines. 8. If I could get there and there, there and there. I'm not gonna move this actually, because with 3 more stickers I should be able to get it. Probably do turn 4. I've like barely done any oh, come on. This queue is driving me around the bend. There we go. That's what I'd like to see. So yeah, I've got a throat lozenge, which is why my talking is a bit weird. I've got a big glass of apple juice to keep me hydrated. We're gonna have some fun. We're just gonna hang out together and just be chill. I'm thinking about in the future or in Final Fantasy, oh, you have to send us pictures, Rahela. I love Great Pyrenees. Oh, they're so... I love any bit. I mean, I love most dogs. I have, like, my favourite kind of dog in the whole world ever is a Labrador, because I have a Labrador. Well, my parents have a Labrador. Immediately followed by literally any big dog. Followed by all other breeds of dog. But, like, man, big dogs, am I right? There's just something so blessed about them. Just realised our main tank is called Banana Man. Nice. Aww. That's very fair. I know the feeling. I love doggies. Doggies are good. That's my hot take for the day. Dogs are good. Oops, we seem to have a little bit of lag. I'm also going to turn this down just a tiny bit. Why did I do that? Hit the wrong button. Same. I actually, one of my colleagues, one of the people that we work with at work, he has 2 Newfoundlands and a Pyrenean mountain dog? No, that's not right. I'm blanking on the name, but he has a mountain dog, and they are so beautiful and adorable and fluffy. And one of the Newfoundlands accidentally hit me on the nose and gave me a nosebleed, and I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. And that's my story of how good dogs are. Banana Man, please don't drop your AoEs in the middle of us. It's bad. Middle. Pop one of these. In, pop of this. That's like such a me thing to do. Both primarily the running too fast down the stairs and punching a hole in the wall. Like, hashtag me, am I right? Why are my cards not going on people when I tell them to? That is bad. Do the thing that I tell you to do, cards, or what else? Oh, what you doing, Pugsworth? There we go. Keep forgetting which DPS I've like buffed. They're like I in fact did, but I love that fact nonetheless. It is a good fact. But I met a white husky at Labrador ears, as we all know, are the softest thing known to humankind. Like, there is no item on this earth softer than a Labrador's ears. This is a known fact. Anyway, I was thinking, I met a white golden retriever. No, not a white golden retriever. A white German Shepherd at Starbucks on Sunday when Mum and I were going to get something to eat before we went to go visit Dad. He was very soft and fluffy and very, very well behaved as well. Like, completely chill, hanging out with his owner, like completely to heel. Good, I've got both tanks on my side, so I can help them at least. Well. This, 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 and this. The people I've got on my side are healed up. Gonna muck up my timing, but that's okay. I'm thinking about Labradors now. They're just the softest item. I love Labradors so much. You know when you have a Labrador and then you like, it has the chubby cheeks and you do like this and you chubble its cheeks and it's like, I'm a happy dog. Yay, someone's paying attention to me. They're so good. One of, Guinness's puppy walker is, she looks after a puppy who he was training to be a guide dog, but then I think I said earlier he developed arthritis really young, so he couldn't be a guide dog because he has quite limited mobility hiccups himself. So hang on, I'm gonna have to move my mic in a moment so I can actually see what I need. He's pretty, like, compared to Guinness, he's, what can I pass on? I can pass on feet. And that's it. I need everything that's not feet. Oh, nice. And so he's pretty, compared to Guinness, he's pretty chill. Oops, I just clicked on the wrong thing there. And, he's, like, Guinness is like attached at the hip to us, especially at the moment with Dad away. He's very separation anxiety. When I was home over the weekend, he followed me everywhere. Like, Mum sent him in on Sunday to wake me up for breakfast, and he like came in and woke me up, and I was like, oh, 5 more minutes, Guinness. Turned over and he like curled up in the bed in my room, even though my door was wide open, and he was like, I have a nap here. And then I got up to go to the bathroom before I went downstairs, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna sit like on top of the stairs outside the bathroom and like make sure you don't disappear. So he's really, especially at the moment, but in general, he's really like, he's very attached to us. And Woody, this other dog, he's a lot more chill. He's not quite so attached. He, like, if we go for a free run, we went to Hampstead Heath, and he's much more likely to like he'll just wander around like in his own time and come back over to us when he feels like it, and keeps an eye on us. And not really, he doesn't, it's pretty, I say that, he only does that, so like he will whimper or cry if he's in pain or if he's about to get sick. He will, especially if he's about to get sick, he'll come over and like tell my mum, and he'll whimper or cry if he's in pain. The only time he really barks for attention is if we're on a free run, and if he wants us to throw his frisbee and we're not throwing it fast enough. Sometimes he gets super excited and he just goes woof, and then he's like, oh shit, didn't mean to do that, oh sorry about that. He very rarely barks at us for attention, or in general makes noise for attention. His preferred way is, he is well aware that he has a very cold wet nose, and that if he pokes that cold wet nose somewhere where you're not expecting it, you will jump a foot into the air. So my mum is usually up in the morning, so she gives him breakfast, and if it gets to 7 o'clock and Mum's not up yet, which never happens anymore but used to happen, she sleeps on her back like this, and he would come, and he's tall enough that he can sort of plop his head on the bed, and he would stick his nose right in her armpit to wake her up. And that's his preferred method of getting attention. Or if you're like sitting on the floor, or if you're like approachable, like if you're sitting on the stairs to put your shoes on, he'll come and give you a kiss. Yeah, Woody is pretty chill. He's not like anywhere near as he is such a smart boy. not anywhere near as attached to the hip as Guinness's, but what Wardy loves, like any Labrador, is treats. And the minute he sees the hand go into the pocket where the treats are held, he comes straight over to you and he sits down all polite and he stares at you and he turns the big brown eyes up to 11 and he looks so cute. He puts like the perfect angelic Labrador face on and he's like, I'm such a good boy, can I have some treats? And then of course you get out and you're like, here's a treat for you and here's a treat for Guinness, and Guinness is like, mine! And headbutts it out of the way. The other problem is that Woody is, he's losing his sight a little bit. So he's not so good at distances. He's usually okay. The problem is if we were like wandering off, or he would, whoops, I need to update that. Oh, oh no, oh baby. Yeah, Guinness's main thing is he tends to, when he goes out into the garden, like when we let him out, he will go rocketing down to the end of my parents' garden. They have one of those gardens that's long and thin. He will go rocketing down to the end and he will like bark in all four corners of the garden, just in case there's like a cat or something. Like, you never know when there could be a cat that needs chasing out of your garden. It is a constant thing that we must all be aware of. Oh, baby. I love Labradors. They are extremely good. All labs are angels. Occasionally, actually, my favourite Guinness noise, TM, is when he gets really excited, he does little like, uff, uff, uff. And it's not quite a full-on bark, but he is, he's full of like muted woofs, and it's because he gets really excited and he's like, I don't have words for how excited I am, so I'm gonna have to woof, but I don't want to woof because I know that I'm not really supposed to bark because he's quite a deep, loud bark. He's like, okay, what if I just oof, oof instead? And he makes a noise that I can only describe oddly as honking, where he's like, I can't imitate it very well, but it's very good. He just gets really excited sometimes. Catch me out here abruptly realizing I can't remember if that's a raid wide or not. Gosh, I just love dogs, you know? There's just something so good about dogs. And by something, I mean literally everything. Whoops, stand in the right place, me. Thinking about doggy booths. Whoops, I forgot that for some reason OBS picks up Steam notifications. I meant to turn off my Steam notifications anyway. So, while we're queuing up for the next raid, I will do that. I know, they're just so good. Fuck. Oh, it's so close. I almost pulled it off there. I really nearly almost had it. We need like a disaster squad dog who like we all somehow have access to and can cuddle. Clearly this is obviously definitely a very sensible solution. Looks around shiftily. God, I'm not what the kids would perhaps describe as the best healer right now. Mostly, I'll be honest, I'm just thinking about dogs. That's what's going on here. I was busy thinking about dogs. Woof woof. Dogs. Woof woof. I, no joke, seriously want to, like, at some point do that, like, somehow as a thing, like... Okay, and he is now a normal man. Well, normal man. Why do I need to get myself in the habit of hitting horoscope before I hit Helios. It's a really bad habit that I have. I tried and it didn't work out. Oops. I just accidentally like cheersed my move my camera down a little bit. So is a fun fact to bring the topic of or to bring the level of this conversation all the way back down again. So one of my favourite swear words at the moment is just going, ah, piss. And I said that in this party where I just died. And I go, ah, piss. And Puggy goes, and come. And at first I was like, I mean, if you ask politely, and then I realised I are smart, yes, yes. Right, so I can pass on that and on that. Need on everything else. Cuts I don't actually need this stuff, I'm just gearing up tank in case I want to tank anything. Ever. You know. What did I just get? A pair of gloves. Cool. Right. Turn off Steam notifications. That's what I'm doing as soon as I get out of here. I'm also pretty close, and by pretty close I mean not really that close at all, to this. And by pretty close I mean 9,000 enemies away, but you know, that's closer than I was before. Right, no, I don't want... How do I... Settings, here we go. In-game. Okay. How... Apparently, what I need to do is I have no idea, never mind. That didn't help in the slightest. I'm sure there must be a way to do it, I just can't work out where it is. If any of you know how to make OBS stop picking up Steam overlays, would appreciate it. I actually remember to stand out of it this time. Usually I forget that first one. There we pop. Solidly. It's true. It's a snake holding a guy. It's the best boss. I actually really like this fight. I think it's a lot of fun, but it's also a snake holding a guy, you know? Concentrate. Don't think about dogs. For once in your life, don't think about dogs. Wow, I managed to like almost entirely screw that one up. Nice. That is extremely cool and I like it a lot. Why did I... Listener. In that case, I amend my sentence to, it is a snake holding a person. Which is still wonderful. Or a snake holding a lady, but, you know. Gosh, Pugsworth is getting all of my cards. Because they are all blue cards. I love. Also, Gaia is a small child. So here's my hot take pre a snake man holding a friend. Pre capstone quests, I thought that Gaia maybe was Shadowkeeper. Post capstone quests, I disagree, but I am still intrigued about who Gaia is because it seems like they are definitely related to the Shadowkeeper, so we just don't know. Okay, I'll get this one. It is extremely cool. I, was overzealous there. Got this. Please don't drop that on our head, we will die. That's better. Rip main tank. Rippity rip main tank. Oh, and off tank is DCing. Wonderful. Also, hello E, I hope you're doing well. I am doing very badly at this raid. I'm not actually doing that badly, I just like to disparage myself. So here we are. I'm glad to hear that. Those are two extremely good things. Although milkshakes make me sick, but like the concept of milkshakes, really cool. How long have you got? 17 seconds, you're great. Please to not Steam notify, yes. I know there must be a way to turn off Steam picking up, OBS picking up. Aww. Chocolate milkshake is, if you can eat it, always a good idea. Unless you were me, in which case chocolate milkshake is only ever exclusively a bad idea. But that's because of my garbage body. This is a perhaps odd thing that I really like in this game, is how you can tell in this raid- beans. Specifically, where the, it's fine, I definitely didn't die there, looks around shiftily. I like that you can tell, from the sound which side the boss is spawning on. It's just something I think is really cool. Nice. Grab one of those. Okay. Nice, right. What have I done? Just need eaten. Gosh, I'm doing scarily well already on tomestones. Thanks to that map party I was in earlier. I wonder if it's still going actually. No. I'll scout this offline. Okay. Must have been a good map party. It was going for like 3 hours. I joined at about 6 o'clock. It's currently just past 9, and I had to go at 7:30 to eat dinner. So I wanted this because I wanted to get a there's a puggy here called Yumi Toxic. Got eating gate ring. So I've got one eating gate ring. Necklace and bracelet. Hang on. So I've got Eden Gate ears and an Eden Gate ring. Hang on, I'm about to steal. Pardon me. Right, so I want a necklace of tanking. There we go. That looks better. So, need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 5 weeks of, 5 more weeks of, well, I'm unlikely to ever get my other weapons actually, because I'm still saving for gear on, for Summoner, but forgive me while I, like, talk out loud to myself here about gearing up. Hopefully, by the time 5.1 drops, I will have all of my Phantasmagoria gear, my Dark Shadow gear, whatever it's called, Dark Light, that thing. And then I'll be able to just start. Oh, it's that puggy intestinal happiness, the thing I never know. Way TMI time. Have my Phantasmagoria again. I'll be able to start working immediately on doing that. And then I'll start being able to Phantasmagorize my healer. Good even DPS spread, that's what I like. Was wondering why we're hanging about for ages. Of course, it's because we have a viewing cutscene. Whoops. Nice. Where's your bonus for me to buy myself a whole set of stabbing gear? No damage. Or thereabouts. Very nice. Better. Bang one of those on. Oh, beans. I should have rescued her, but I forgot because I'm an idiot sometimes. God, that little robot gave me a heart attack for a second there. I love that it comes and like, just, it must punch. Very appropriate to how I feel at any given time. Oh my god. You hoe, don't drop your fucking thing on me, you hoe bag. Just don't do it, it's really rude. Right, where's she going off to? Yeah, we're okay. Nice. It's almost like I really should have been more careful about where I placed my earthly start there, but there we go. Double bubble! Love to have both of your healers have vuln stacks. Just enough to be annoying. Not enough to do actual, like, difficult damage. Right. I missed it. I like this animation because it means you've got time to, like, go put the kettle on, eat your dinner, that sort of thing. Also helps me build up my mana. But boy howdy, do I hate it for the fact that I'm never sure about putting a heal, like, a lot of Astro is like, put a heal on and then, like, pop it when it's, time to go. I'm just not sure about it with this. Also because I always think it's an active time maneuver. This is where it is an ATM and I'm really stupid because I got mixed up. No, it's just me feeling like there should be an ATM in there. Right, everyone gather up, shitbags, I'm going to heal you. Gather up, you shitbags, I'm going to heal you is the most, like, me phrase I've ever said. It's how I feel all the time. That's better. Oh, dope. I made the right choice. Please don't drop it there because it will hurt. It will be a bad time and I will be angry. Me to all parties in this fight. Cool. Yay, duckies! Oh, I look forward to doggo pictures. Love dogs. Dogs are good. That's my hot take. I'm sure I made that joke earlier as well. That dogs are good. Yay! I shall keep an eye out for them when I have returned from stream. Oh, doggies. I was busy thinking about dogs. Rough. It's me all the time, ever. Come on, roll on things, you shithead. What did I get? I got another coat. Dope. That's what I like to see. Right. Got distracted looking at Discord as usual. Right. Let's do some roulettes, shall we? What are we at? 142. We've still got about 300 to go. Let's just do a couple of roulettes. I'll do Alliance Raid, the nice easy ones first, then decide if I feel like doing a dungeon or not. Because I'm feeling kinda low energy, so I may not do a dungeon just because I can't hide behind anybody in a dungeon. Ooh, pardon me. These definitely didn't just spill my packet of throat lozenges on the floor. That would be somebody else who did that. Just trying to work out if they were sleepy or not. I'm gonna have another one anyway, because my throat hurts. Are these sleepy ones or non-sleepy? Oh dear. Oh. Oops, I'm paying attention. Yeah. Oh. I know. Are we missing? Oh. Extremely cursed. I mean, I can't comment. I do have Nitro. I got it a while ago, but we're missing a healer and a DPS, right? I'm counting that correctly, right? I have to say, I like this fight in RA. It, like, separates the wheat from the chaff, as it were. It is. Oops. I have not yet. I'm really bad at remembering to read the stories. Swilly gave me the precise. I don't know how to pronounce that word properly. Preci. But I'm like super behind on them just because I like forget. I'm like, man, I should read that, and then it's my lunch break, and I'm like, I'm gonna play like Sumiko Garashi all lunch break, and then lo and behold, I have to get back to work, and I'm like, ah, shit the bed. Oh, the more you know. Nice. Who needs a second healer, right? Side effect. It doesn't show me the ingredients, which means I'm not sure if my throat lozenges have caffeine in them or not. Which means I know, like, is it? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Probably. I feel like I've got like fog brain, brain fog. Gosh, I haven't even looked at our, just realised that person is Sir Crunkules, Sir Noob. I just read it as, Sir Knuckles and was like, yep, that looks right. I was looking at where you fuck. That's what we got. Oh, Beth, fluffy butt, that's a good one. Nanako. Nanako. Get me a copy, Nanako. I'm sure I'm misquoting this, Nanako. Gosh, I wish I could, like, picture that scene, well not, you know, post-credit scene in my head. And I cannot for the life of me remember what the actual quote is. Here's a fun dumb fact about me. I have a chat covered up because I'm not an idiot. And one of the things that means is that you guys can't see Alliance chat. So somebody is this Alliance chat, you know, it's always a funky fresh adventure here. Somebody goes, anyone like to get a house in this location, blah blah blah, to which the answer obviously is yes. If you're me at least. And I probably realised I have this incredibly odd, snobby thing where even though I am the world's laziest typist, like if you see me in Discord, I am really goddamn lazy about typing, I nonetheless get really like, I can get really, what's what I'm looking for? Stuck up, I guess, about, people saying anyone spelt correctly and anyone. And I don't know what's up with that. Gosh, what is with these nerds and taking all of this damage? Three Vuln stacks. Ah. Oh, Pugsloth also has 3 bone stacks. We're off to a nice start. I have 1, so I can't exactly complain, but I will anyway. Because, you know, it's me, and therefore I have to complain about everything. No idea if I'm, doing these people effectively. Fucking these people effectively. I don't care anymore. Captain fucking stacks up in here. Captain stacks, and I don't have enough mana to res. Nice, nice, nice. Phew. Do you like these shoes? They're too flat. You know when you have a slightly minty, intense throat lozenge and then you take a sip of juice and you're like, why did I do this? Anyway, that's how I feel right now. I like how there is absolutely no explanation that I can remember for what Ultima's doing here. It's just here, like, just in case. I have a really vague memory of it being like the original Ultima, which is like a elegant prototype, but you know there's a really good chance I'm making that one up as well. There is like a proper explanation for what Ultima is doing here that I just don't know. Please tell me, because I would really appreciate it. It does remind me how much I like Ultima music though. Like, this is such a banging piece of music. Sorry, I can't buff you guys for another 20 seconds. I'm just gonna save it for next poll. Gosh, that music is really, really good though. We are not missing a DPS, we're just missing a healer, and I can't count. Ah, a Dragoon is... Dragoon is a frog. Fragoon. I appreciate that this guy, like, is jumping in when nobody else is, but at the same time, I'm like, please, I'm solo healing, and we have mostly melee. beans. Beans, beans, beans. Piss and shit. Gosh, and boy and howdy do I hate this boss. This one is just the one that always is a nightmare. This boss just makes me want to cry. Just in general. Also one of those which is made very specifically harder by my intense lack of mana, which is a real nightmare. Love to crash out very suddenly and abruptly have no energy whatsoever. It is my favourite thing. Can you feel the sarcasm? The sarcasm is real. Should make it a thing. If you're a red mage, Jesus, if you're a black mage specifically and don't come in for heals, then you don't get heals. Can't even be bothered to come over to me for the good healing content. Like, really, why should I bother? Yeah. Foxworth just brought that stack about as far physically possible away from the party as they could. Oh, for fuck's sake. I've not got enough mana to res you. Well, we did it. By dying, I'm up to full mana now, so like, you know, swings and roundabouts. Are you fucking kidding me? Did it seriously put me back here? It's like Crunkules. Jesus Christ, that took me a while. From initially reading it as Sir Crankles. Sir Knuckles even worse. Although Sir Knuckles would make a great name for like a bouncer type character in a tabletop game. Like, my name is Mochi, and I will be for you playing the role today of Sir Knuckles. He's both a bodyguard and a bouncer. He's very polite, but he will also throw you on your ass if you're a dipshit. Just really all you need in a person. There we go. At least that took long enough. Wow, and that managed to hit almost exactly nobody. Incredible. Oh. I don't fear death. I probably should, but I don't. I love it when parties that have two healers die and you're like, okay, so what's your excuse? Because mine is that I'm bad. But, like, I'd be interested to hear yours. Sit here and hit the one button for a bit. There you go, Braits. I say I really like the change they made to divination. Putting on a 2 minute long cooldown. Excellent idea. Nice going, Essie. You know, I'd say nice, but I don't think that counts as nice. I think that counts as, oh god, why? Followed by impressive. I guess it's probably one of those DPS checks that, like, back in, when this was new? Phew, oh jeez. I can imagine it being when this is new, but, like, in this... the year of our Heaven's Ward 2009. I question why sometimes I'm actually allowed to speak. That's the thing that I find, like, scariest. Is, like, even though obviously it sinks you down, doing earlier stuff is still kind of face-rolly. Or so you think. And then that. Yeesh. Extremely scary. Extremely scary cursed content. Oh, when did I get the main tank? I don't want it. Can't be dealing with that. can't heal you. I'm a baby. I'm half asleep baby. Thanking you. And the tank you picked that up. My favourite friend. Puggy's taking damage. How and what are you doing? Beans. Shuffle out of that. Look away. I'm over here, Pugsworth. I can't see you over there. And then that happens. Nice going, everyone. Getting a second healer would be so nice. Yep, I'm here. I'm definitely not distracted. That would be someone other than me. There goes Tanko. Be out. Somehow didn't get whacked by that. Despite me feeling that I was literally in the very middle. God, boy howsy do I ever hate that look away but also stack mechanic. I don't know why I'm My brain just can't be dealing with it. Solidly clicked on the wrong thing there. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. This, oh fuck, ah, beans. That's better. Earthshakers, time for everyone to die from standing in front of an earthshaker. Yay! See, normally I'd... Fuck. I guess I can't retro future. Genuinely, I don't really want to call many of them. That does look nice. Might have to make that my, like... If I can get that on, I'll make that my, like, Dark Dragoon one. I probably actually have all of these. Do I have that pair already? So I'm talking to you, Osterby. I was trying to get him into co-heal that last fight, and then it never like let him in. Mystery. So now we're gonna do trial and roulettes. Oh, Right, and I'm looking at those doggies and they're so cute. Oh my god. Oh. They're so floofy. Oh, fluffy friends. Oh, I love them so much. Oh, I love that stretch. And big stretch. And posies. Oh, they look so soft. They look so soft and fluffy. Put my camera up because I've stopped sitting like a gremlin now. I love doggies. Oh, doggies are so good. Oh, possibly. Oh, I bet it's like touching a literal cloud, like giving a literal cloud a rub on the head. Just sounds like ideal. I love. So my favorite, genuinely my favorite kind of dog other than Labrador is like big and fluffy and like soft furry babies. I was staying with my old flatmates' families for a bit, well, one of them, and they had a family friend who had a golden retriever named Maggie, and she was, and I say this full of love, the dumbest dog that I've ever met. And it wasn't, I think more than anything, it was that she was badly trained, but she didn't necessarily misbehave. Oh, big boof. I think the thing about Maggie is that she was incredibly sweet-natured. She was like the definition of gentle giant. She was incredibly sweet-natured, and like, she wouldn't deliberately misbehave, she wouldn't act up or like, you know, fuck about with you. She didn't really, actually she didn't woof that much. She wasn't particularly talkative. It was just that she, honestly, I think her owners had banked on her being so good-natured that she would always behave, and hadn't really trained her properly. So it's things like, you go, Maggie, sit, and she'd just come over and say hello, because she'd hear her name and she wouldn't like she wouldn't listen to sit, she'd just be like, hello Maggie, it's me. And she was incredibly sweet, and their actual dog, not like their a family friend dog, the actual dog what lived in their house as a part of the family, she did agility when she was a young pup. And so she still had some agility, so sometimes we'd go and like set the agility things up, and we go like, sort of put, gosh, what was her name? Oh, I'm completely blanking on her name now. We go put her like through, I was gonna say through her paces, doesn't quite sound right, but we'd like, you know, she would do some of the agility stuff. And Maggie would just like run along, gallop alongside, like, hello, it's me, I'm a doggy too, I'm a good dog. She was super sweet. Like, she was really genuinely a just lovely, good-natured dog who she never misbehaved because she was being naughty, if that makes sense. She misbehaved because she was badly trained. And like, so I have been trained by guide dogs that you don't feed dogs off the table. Like, if you're eating dinner, you don't feed dogs off the dinner table. We don't ever feed Guinness human food, but if we did, it would be put in his bowl when he's not in the kitchen, so that he doesn't see us giving him food from the table, because then he will exactly, yeah. She was a really, yeah, she was a good girl. Like, she was a good dog. She just wasn't very good at obedience because she hadn't been trained to be good at obedience. But also, like, both dogs were really bad beggars. And the other dog, whose name I'm forgetting, the well-behaved small agility dog, worked out pretty quickly that there was no point begging for me because I wouldn't feed her. And Maggie never worked that out. Maggie would, like, come over and she would sit next to me and just stare me in the eyes, and she'd be begging and begging for some of my dinner, and I'm like, I'm not going to give you my dinner. And the next day she'd come and she would stare at me begging, and I'm like, I'm still not going to give you my dinner, Maggie. But it was just that she hadn't been taught not to beg. I think I'm spoiled in that my first ever, like, family dog was a guide dog, because, like, Guinness is really well trained, and he was trained before he came to us. Like, he doesn't go into the, whoops, I just gave myself that card by accident. He doesn't go into the kitchen if you're in there, and that's not a guide dog's training, that actually came from his puppy walker, because it's a good thing for a dog to do, or not do as the case may be, but also specifically because, like, you can imagine if, you know, your dog is with somebody who's blind, who has limited vision, and sorry for that bug reaction there, with somebody who has limited vision, might not, you know, just straight up might not see the dog in the kitchen. So the dog, Guinness will not go into the kitchen if you were in there. And it's just a nice bit of good behaviour that his puppy walker gave him. But that's the thing, is because he's a guide dog, he was, like, very well pre-trained before he came to us. Nice and easy that one was. Just calm a random DPS. The thing is, I can totally understand the temptation of wanting to feed your dog from the table. My mum did that constantly with her dogs when she was growing up. Whenever, like, she had vegetables she didn't want, she'd feed it to the dog. I think it's just because of guide dogs I've been, like, so intensely trained, like, you do not do that, because one of the things with guide dogs is that you have to maintain, so especially with Labradors, very, very food motivated, and one of the things guide dogs will say is you have to make sure that the person who they're guiding always feeds them, because that keeps them at the top of the pack rather, as the provider of food. The thing there is that, like, things like feeding your dog scraps from the table almost, like, break that command chain almost. That's just an example. There are plenty of other examples as well, but just in general, I've been spoilt by having a well pre-trained dog. I have got no stickers from today. Bad fucking content. Why did I do that? Is it because I'm an idiot? The answer is yes. Actually, I did this fairly recently on my DPS main alt, my other guy, who doesn't have any other classes at level 70. I have to say, it was really nice to just not have to be responsible. Just, like, chill out. Just noticed our Pugsworth name. Oh, I love sheep. I love sheep noises. Pugsworth is called Abaydemix. Thinking about sheep noises now. That was more of a boulder noise than sheep noise, I'll admit. Here comes that boy. That's what I have to say. Ripperino. It's a good thing that I can't heal anymore because I definitely solidly ran out of mana. That's a fun and sexy thing that I just did. Rude. Here we go. Beat this up. Suppose I should do some Asunas as well. I guess that's something that I should do. You can need a DPS to something, but you can't something a something. Wonder if they're they're not sunk down, so I'm gonna guess they're a first timer. But they didn't say anything, so I'm not gonna feel. Oh, that's the noise that the down gauge makes. So it's like, what the fuck? I just remember that puggy that I had last week who didn't know what a stack marker was. That whole situation just played out of my mind in like vivid Technicolor real quick. Wow, Oster's way ahead of me on the Asunas. Showing me up. Exactly. The thing is, somebody was like, did you like story or level skip? And he goes, no, I'm just over leveled. And the response to that has to be like, one of my favourite responses ever, which was just, that wasn't what I was implying. But it was just, I was just baffled because the guy had, he had like a couple of, they had one class up to 80, a couple of other higher level classes. I did not realise that the Stormblood story skip was out, and so my guess is he did Stormblood story skip. But if he didn't, he had to have like got past the trial. I think it was like nearly 80, which means he'd done a fair chunk of Shadowbringers. And I think even if you haven't, I think for me the most valid reason for that is that this is your first MMO, you have story and level skipped, and because it's your first MMO you don't understand the visual language. But at the same time, I'm like, if you've played literally any other MMO ever, you would see that that's a stack marker. It's not, I feel like it's not difficult. I mean, maybe it's just me. I'm sure that I'm, you know, pulling that out of my arse. Ah, good old Sir Cruncules. But, I don't know. just... The whole sitch just baffled me, to be honest. I think I'm gonna do one dungeon run and then I'm gonna probably end stream early so I can go make some tea and try not to fall asleep. Because I am extremely sleepy. Actually, I'm going to put us in expert because it does more. Gives you more. Same. And to be honest, on my alts, I'm like running through the story again. So for me, I'm like, what? But if I still do the whole thing, I think it's because I have a very different view of alts than other people do. I'm sure there are many people who have alts so that they can do endgame content with their friends on like a different server. Completely understandable. It's just not why I play alts. I play alts to experience the story again as a different character, because even though you have limited like character choice in this game, I still think it's a good enough story game that it's fun to play through with like different characters and be like, okay, what would my other characters do in this situation, or what's their like emotional response to this? Grimthy. Also chicken tenders. Exactly. We will go see all of our friends. They are good friends. I have to say, I'm just really glad that, like, the Ironworks friends, like, got, and Nero specifically, got some, shout-outs. I think that's pretty cool. I will read the stories at some point, but, like, I'm just bad at doing anything. Me doing things aren't staring off into the distance confusedly. It's much less likely than you think. I feel like, yeah, I like things like that though. I do like to be kicked in the honey nut filios. But like, that's definitely a your mileage may vary situation. I think my attitude is that a story doesn't necessarily need to be sad in order to be meaningful. There are plenty of times where a story can be really like moving and emotional because it is happy, but well written, sad, emotional stories can be really good. And so experiencing a story that is moving because it's sad and because, not necessarily because bad stuff happens, but just because it like makes you feel sad in that sense is pretty neat. I put on my story writing hat and I say tragedies. Pretty cool. Even Greek tragedies, which aren't necessarily always, well, they are tragic, but they're rarely like kick you in the feels tragic. Although I'm sure I'm just biased against Greek tragedies because I've spent so much time translating them. I'm like, I've had enough. Only tragic because it's drama, which means that the phrasing is really weird sometimes. Greek tragedies are tragic because they cause me personal stress. Rayla, I'm not sure if you are still doing summoner, but let me tell you now, that is what not to do when you're a summoner, is forget to use your death flare. It's a really good, like, don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do, etc. Oh, sorry, I feel like I'm making no sense now. I'm really sleepy. Ooh, nice. I kind of find, when I play Summoner underleveled, I kind of find it a slog. If I'm going to be doing DPS content underleveled, I prefer doing it as Bard. But for level 70 onwards, I find Summoner so much fun. Like, I really, really like Summoner at level 80, and I know some people do and some people don't. I just enjoy it. Like, I like being able to summon a Firebird, but also, just in general, I just think it's a pretty cool class. Whee! Lobster tree. Oh, whoops, I clicked on the wrong thing there. With apologies. Also, sorry that I just yawned directly into my mic like a extremely rude person. I am just sleepy. I always feel like I should be able to squeeze 3 Enkindles out, even though I know I can't. I always feel like I should be able to. Oops, I solidly stood directly in that one. I'm paying attention, I swear. I know what I'm doing. Looks around shiftily. I'm not an idiot. Whoops. Piss, shit, and fuck. Piss, shit, and fuckery doodah. I'm not with it today. I am a sleepy bee. Me mashing the limit break button that clearly isn't fully, like, lit up yet.
A dead body, ladies and gentlemen!
But ain't it true, though? Rip. By the way, if you guys haven't seen, was it, Persona 4? 3. Persona 3, the hyperdub. Is it 3 or is it 4? It's extremely good. Damn body, ladies and gentlemen. Who wants to talk about murder? And nobody ate dinner that night, etc. Thanks, Yumi. All the personas turn into one in my head because I am an idiot. And I have never played the games, so I don't actually know that much about them. All I know about Persona 4 comes from the hyperdub, and then also from like half a Let's Play I watched, except the guy was like one of those, I'm gonna put everything in, and it just got kind of really boring at the end. A lot of like, I'm gonna do the same thing over and over again, and the guy was like, well, it's like a full Let's Play, so let's cover every single little bit, and you're like, but that's not actually interesting to watch. And that's my story of why I only know a small amount about Persona. Thanks for attending my TED Talk. Yeah, so this is a 20-second thing. This is on a 10-second cooldown, and yet I always feel like I should be able to squeeze a bit more out of it. Even though I know that I can't. Beep, beep, beep. I keep standing in things because I'm bad. Anyway, if you like Persona 4 the Hyperdub, you should watch Let's Destroy Metal Gear, and all the other ones, because they are written by the same artist, although not voiced by the same people. But they are all extremely funny. Got a Flamborg on me. Please save me, Pugsworth. I want not this Flamborg on mine own bod. This is a bad time. I really do need to update that thing that's just like temporary schedule, only streaming these 3 days. I need to update my website as well, but effort. I'm so tired. This is my general state of being at any given time is I'm so tired. Stand not near those balls. Those balls bad. Yeah. This extremely cool ability. I should have just waited a second. That would have been up. This. This. So there's a particular bit of this song which to me unfortunately always sounds like somebody is dinging my doorbell, and it's like just enough to get me every single goddamn time. I'm like, God, I hope nobody's dinging my doorbell. It's 10:30 at night. Hello, Bye-Fi! Thank you very much for the raid. I don't know why my notification didn't go off there, but thank you very much for the raid. It is very much appreciated. I hope that you are doing well. I hope you are having a good evening. Hello friends from Wi-Fi stream. My name is Mochi. I play a variety of games. At the moment, Final Fantasy XIV, where I'm just, it's reset day, so we're just getting some tomestones and just hanging out with friends. And I am extremely sleepy. Normally I make more sense, but I'm really tired today, so I wonder if Streamlabs is having issues, maybe. Because my bot seems to be working okay, but so, there we go. I wonder if Streamlabs is maybe having problems, because it seems to have showed up on that thing, so I don't know why my notification didn't happen. My sound effects happened, so a mystery. Anyway, hello Wi-Fi. I hope you are all doing well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. When do I ever know anything, really? But, it's a new trap. Although it is also that makes my DPS look fucking great trap, because with all these enemies, when I can get my oh, dope. I can get my abilities going. But it's at the same time also like, don't do that. Also, please pick up the one that's on me. Please. Aw, I appreciate it. I hope that you're doing well. I was in London last weekend and I managed to get sick as per usual. So I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. So not bad enough to be like off work or anything, but just bad enough that I'm really tired. Also, everything's stressful at the moment. So in general, I'm just really tired. Enough that my throat really hurts. But I don't want to take a throat lozenge. Because I've had a few, and it always makes my mouth feel bad after a bit, so... Here's the ultimate noob trap. And is Pugsworth going to fall into it? Probably. I mean, Oster can do it because your friend and mine, our healer, Osterby, is a god. But... Oh. Okay. Take care, Bye-Fi. Have a good night. Catch you later. See you later, alligator, etc. In a while, butterfly doesn't really work. I'm not doing well, guys. I was planning to stream Andromeda tomorrow, but I might just come home and sleep instead. I'm on, even though I haven't updated my bot yet because it's been a while, couple days, I'm on a different streaming schedule for a bit. I don't know when I'm going to be back to normal, but because I'm no longer like spending my weekends at this home where my stream stuff is, because I'm spending my weekends with my parents for the foreseeable future, for IRL reasons, I'm on a slightly different schedule for a bit. It's the dream. I used to have, we used to have a family friend, friend of my mum's who had 2 kids. One was like a few years younger than me, but the other is the same age as my brother. And the younger sibling was quite, she was very responsible. She just got quite nervous being in the house by herself. So for a while, like almost all the way up until I moved out of London actually, I would child sit for them occasionally, and it was great because I didn't really have to do anything. I would just honestly, I just brought my laptop over and I just sat in their front room and hang out with their animals and ate cookies. Cause the daughter, she would make her own dinner and I would eat before I went over. She was perfectly responsible. It's just that she didn't like being in the house by herself. So I didn't really ever babysit as a kid, cause I'm bad, but I did child sit for them and it was great because they were a family friend, and the husband, if the parents were out, the husband would, if he was available, if he wasn't out with work, beans, he would give me a lift home so I didn't have to walk home, which was really nice of him. They're good people, actually. So both the younger siblings went to the same school and they were in the same year, so. But they also live about 15 minutes away from my house. And they had a dog called Wills. He was a mutt. I don't know what crosses of some breeds, but I don't know what breeds of. He was a good boy, and he was called Wills because he was adopted in Wilston, which is a great name for a dog, but it makes me smile because it was always Wills. He wasn't Will, he was always Wills. I think his younger sister named him before she knew how to spell Wilston. It's spelled an odd way because this is England and we can't spell things correctly. There we go. This looks potentially safe to stand in. Nice. Beans. I'm here to be Captain Stacks. Ow. That was painful. Have to decide, do I want to do a leveling or not? And the answer is not really. I'm sorry, STB. Oh dear. Grimthy. Grimthy wasn't here for the con. Rip. Nice. Okay, guys. Well, it is a little bit earlier than I would normally do this, but although you probably can't tell, I can. My throat is really beginning to hurt, and I'm really tired, so I'm just gonna call it a little bit early today. Also because, like, it's Paisa time in 15 minutes, and I'm not gonna have time to do a leveling in between now and Paisa. I don't actually know if Paisa is gonna go ahead, given that one of our friends is away and I am fucking exhausted, but we'll see. So yeah, and boo. No worries, Yumi, thank you for coming along. I will be streaming, as I'm on my different new fancy schedule, Mass Effect Andromeda tomorrow at 8 o'clock GMT. Then Thursday we will be continuing with Hyperlight Drifter, again at 8:30 o'clock, where I'm going to be trying my hardest to beat it, or get at least a little bit further. I've been doing really slowly in this game. I like it, I'm just very bad at it. Then, there's no streams all over the weekend, and my next stream will be next Tuesday, where we are just going to be hanging out, chilling, having a good time together, and having a nice relaxing time. I might be doing Shadowbringers on my ult, we might just be doing, like, reset day shenaniganry, we'll see. Either way, take care everyone. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm just going to go ahead and let my auto-host click in because I'm about to fall asleep and I cannot bring myself to go, like, onto the following page on Twitch. So we'll let my auto-host kick in and see who it hosts. And yeah, take care everyone. Have a wonderful evening and I will see you guys tomorrow.